Over in an unassuming corner of YouTube, Egon Cholakian sits in a sharp suit, delivering urgent warnings about an impending cosmic climate apocalypse. Some broadcasts drag on for over 3 hours, but the most unsettling detail is his posture. For the entire duration of these massive broadcasts, he almost entirely does not move. His online resume paints him as a highly decorated expert embedded in the U.S. government. He claims to have studied at prestigious schools like Harvard, MIT, and Stanford. Yet his timeline shows he somehow attended all these universities at the exact same time. To legitimize these impossible credentials, his profiles are flooded with photographs of him standing beside high-level academics and a former CIA director. Upon closer inspection, these images are crudely doctored, his face artificially stitched where he never was. He even features an 8-hour documentary filled with AI-generated voices, warning of global civil war. A video this long and incoherent should have zero traction, yet the comment section is packed with thousands of generic, glowing reviews from accounts with randomized names and blank profile pictures. Because of the stillness and the fabricated photos, many assumed Egon was an elaborate AI experiment. Then, a mundane pandemic-era Zoom call surfaced. In it, Egon joins a meeting and casually mentions he is just peachy. He is, in fact, a real, living person. While an AI channel would be a weird oddity, the reality of Egon is more complex. A real man sitting completely motionless for hours on end, supported by an expensive bot network to project fake authority, suggests a highly coordinated organization is actively pulling his strings. Trace the links in Egon's comment sections, and they lead directly toward a group called the Creative Society. It presents itself as a highly produced international project, boasting active volunteers across 180 different countries. The group hosts massive online seminars that center on legitimate anxieties about climate change. They deliver terrifying reports about atmospheric turbulence and nanoplastics, before eventually pivoting to a specific theory, that human activity isn't causing climate disaster. Unknown cosmic forces are. To survive this impending cosmic doom, they offer a specific escape. They promise that if the world unites under their system, every adult will receive a monthly universal basic income, a $100,000 payout for their first child, and the total abolition of debt and taxes. They send well-dressed representatives into actual business conventions and climate expos to deliver this pristine messaging. It bears all the markers of a legitimate, well-meaning global initiative, expertly engineered to lower the guard of anyone scrolling by. Lurking in the background of their conferences and introducing their videos is a man who isn't a climate scientist or an economist.
His name is Igor Danilov, a former chiropractor who operates as the true architect of the organization. These universal promises of a peaceful, debt-free utopia function as a digital funnel, drawing in recruits before passing them deeper into a hidden syndicate. Strip away the climate PR, and you find the true organization running the machinery, AllatRa. Originally based in Ukraine, the group's internal activities eventually led the local Orthodox Church to officially label them a psychocult. Once a recruit is safely inside, the climate talk vanishes. The group teaches that humans can transmit symbols telepathically, that ancient aliens walk among us, and that Igor Danilov is the reincarnation of a supreme prophet. This total spiritual authority allowed Danilov to exercise horrific control over his followers. Former members revealed that he psychologically coerced dozens of women into what the group called heavenly birds. Under the explicit threat that their souls would be damned to hell if they spoke out, these women were forced into group sexual servitude. Beyond their isolated compounds, AllatRa aggressively seeks geopolitical power. They fund and align with fringe political candidates in the United States, utilizing their vast network of social media accounts to quietly embed their ideology into mainstream political discourse. In 2023, Ukrainian authorities launched a series of raids on AllatRa compounds. Along with religious texts and weapons, investigators found physical shrines dedicated to Vladimir Putin and stockpiles of American political merchandise. These eccentric foundational beliefs exist alongside much more tangible real-world actions, systemic human abuse, and a persistent, aggressive effort to influence global political structures. A few years ago, a Czech journalist and humanitarian named Jakub Jal began investigating AllatRa. He successfully tracked down Danilov's hidden compounds and provided European authorities with the evidence they needed to strike the cult's operations. In response, AllatRa executed a devastating digital retaliation. They produced a series of high-quality, entirely fabricated documentaries, framing Yaqub as a deviant who abused children while doing charity work in Africa. The exact same bot farm used to artificially inflate Egon Cholakian's YouTube presence was weaponized to destroy Yaqub. Thousands of fake accounts simultaneously blasted the fabricated documentaries across social media algorithms to simulate viral outrage. The smear campaign successfully triggered international investigations, effectively preventing Yaqub from ever returning to his volunteer work in Tanzania. Knowing he was permanently locked out, the members of AllatRa physically traveled to the exact orphanages he supported. Using the financial leverage that Yaqub can no longer provide, the cult stepped in with their own money. They are now actively grooming and indoctrinating the children he spent years trying to protect. In the case of Egon Cholakian and the network behind him, a seemingly harmless internet mystery served as the dark gateway to an organization fully capable of derailing lives and communities in the real world.